sequins. One of them called himself Engelbert Humperdinck. He had everything. The lips he never stopped licking, the hips he never stopped swiveling, the innuendo-laden special material he never stopped delivering, and a hit single called Release Me that never stopped. Women wept with desire, men howled in derision. Engelbert mimed to perfection. And just in case you think I'm making all this up, here's Engelbert the way he was.
Oh, come on over, Carol. This is where I introduce my latest.
You mean I'm going to be your latest?
No, I mean my latest recording. You know, Too Beautiful to Last. The theme song from Nicholas and Alexandra. You know, we saw the movie together. Mm-hmm.
How could I forget? I paid for the tickets.
Women, they're never satisfied. Still, that can't be a bad thing, can it? To make my next guest feel at home, I wished I could introduce her in really fabulous German, because she's a really fabulous German lady. Ladies and gentlemen, Marlene Scharell. Hi, Marlene.
Hi, Ange.
You look absolutely fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Listen, Marlene, how about after the show, you and I go for a little drive in the country?
A country drive?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, it's up to you.
Well, how far will you go?
That's up to you.
I have to be home by 9.
You have to be home by 9. I promise you, Marlene, you'll be home right on the dot at 9. Just in time to hear the Jimmy Young Show.
Well, wicked.
I know, you better go do your thing. While I go switch my car engine off.
All that remains of many 70 stars is a few tarnished medallions and the odd tuft of chest hair preserved in a fan's locket. But Engelbert never went away. He just got bigger. With Las Vegas as a base, he is now becoming a range of merchandise. And only recently, he released a fragrance called Release Me. What kind of man is he? 20 years ago, a lot of us thought he wouldn't last. But a lot of us who thought so are gone. Did he know something we didn't? Let's find out as we go by parabolic compressed beam Telstar interlink to Las Vegas and say, can you hear me, Engelbert Humperdinck?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Engelbert, you're not just a pop star, you've also produced a fragrance. Can you tell us the idea behind that?
Well, everyone seems to be putting out fragrances these days, and I was on a TV show with Omar Sharif, and he had his fragrance going, and so 4 years ago, I decided to work on my own stuff, and I've got one called Release Me by Engelbert for the ladies. What else?
Dare I suggest, is it designed to be a seductive perfume?
With me, I think when a lady walks in the room, I like to be able to sense her first, you know, and I said, well, that's a gorgeous round. Sometimes when people walk by me on a plane, I ask the flight attendant, I said, could you ask that lady what she's wearing? Because I'm interested in perfumes.
You haven't lost any of your youthful looks. In fact, you look younger now than you did 20 years ago. Can I ask you, have you had a facelift?
No. Don't. You can come and check behind my ears. Bring that camera close up. No, I haven't. No, a lot of people have, but I haven't. People thought I had a nose job, but I didn't. I know some people had a nose job, but it grew back, and I just don't want to take that chance.
Engelbert, you've still got the hardest working hips in show business, but don't you ever get tired of all that adulation from the ladies?
No, not really. I really, it's my job. It's something that I love doing, and people ask me that same question a lot. You know, Clive. They say, how do you cope with all these ladies? And I always have one answer, and that's one at a time. I think it's that's what gets me into trouble.
You've got an entire army of female fans that are every night bombarding you with their own knickers. What do you do all those pieces of cloth that come flying towards you?
I get a little bit annoyed about them throwing those sort of things at me, the panties and things like that, because none of them fit me, and it's not. It's just a waste of time. But they stopped doing all that now. They stopped doing that. Now they just throw their keys up on stage and things like that.
We received the disturbing news here that you decided to drop the Humperdinck. Can you tell us why?
Yeah, you know, I'm known as Engelbert in all over Europe, like Germany, Belgium, and France, and things like that. And every time, you know, people have often said to me, Engelbert Humperdinck, aren't you the composer of Hansel and Gretel? And he died in 1921. Can you imagine how I feel about that? But I took the name, and it did do me a lot of good in the early years. And the reason why I'm dropping the Humperdinck, you know, because there used to be a lot of accidents happen with it. You know, the Humper was all right, but the Dink kept falling off, and that's a funny line, by the way.
I think it's hilarious.
That cost me $500.
You're still getting landed with paternity suits these days?
I've had my share of paternity suits, but and my wife has always been quoted to the press that we've had. She papers the walls with paternity suits that I've had, but she's been very good about it. You know, I've had more paternity suits than casual suits, but I'm not proud of that fact because people always try to get adverse publicity going about anybody who has any little bit of success. You know.
Engelbert, you were said to have modeled your style on Elvis Presley. How well did you know him?
Elvis and I were friends together. We're friends, and he used to come and see my show, and I would see his show. He was the one. He gave me a piece of advice one time. He said to me, he said, Engelbert, we said, when you're on stage and you get your legs going and you get your whole body moving all blank, you got to put yourself on a big and say, lay and say myself everything. Sometimes you'll get a little, and then you can probably put your damn away. And I haven't forgotten one word he said.
Engelbert, your manliness has always been one of your more prominent attractions. Have you still got that Samson-like strength?
God. You know, you're talking about Samson now. I mean, and people are saying to me, why are you growing your hair? Well, I'm doing the remake of Samson and Delilah. I played Delilah.
Can you still rip a pack of cards in half?
I used to be able to do this. I don't know whether I could do it this morning or wherever you are, but I'm going to try and rip these in half, okay? I'm just going to try.
Engelbert, don't hurt yourself. We're on television all over the world. Engelbert, I'm going to leave it there because I don't think anything can top that. That was absolutely astonishing. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Bye.